A woman's strength is in her discretion. Not everything should be shared, as privacy preserves mystery, dignity, and self-respect. There is something profoundly powerful about a woman who understands the value of keeping certain things to herself. In a world that encourages oversharing, where social media demands constant updates on every detail of life, where people are pressured to reveal their thoughts, emotions, and personal experiences for validation, a woman who exercises discretion stands apart. She is not moved by the need for external approval. She does not feel compelled to explain herself to everyone. Instead, she operates with quiet confidence, knowing that what she chooses to withhold is just as significant as what she chooses to share. Mystery is a form of power. When something is easily accessible, it is often taken for granted. People value what is rare, what is not freely given, and what requires effort to understand. A woman who guards her privacy commands a different level of respect. She does not feel the need to broadcast her struggles, her plans, or the intimate details of her life to just anyone. She moves with intention, knowing that not everyone who listens has good intention. She understands that her dignity is preserved in what she keeps sacred. A woman's discretion is not about secrecy, it is about wisdom. There is a difference between hiding something and choosing to protect what is precious. The details of her past, the depth of her emotions, and the vision she holds for her future are not for public consumption. She is selective about whom she entrusts with these aspects of herself. Not everyone is worthy of knowing her struggles. Not every man deserves to hear her fears and insecurities. Not every friend needs access to the deepest corners of her heart. When a woman shares everything too freely, she risks giving away parts of herself to those who have not earned the right to hold them with care. Privacy is a safeguard. It prevents people from taking advantage of vulnerability. There are those who will listen not out of love, but out of curiosity. There are those who will use what they know against her, who will exploit her openness for their own advantage. A wise woman understands that while honesty is important, not every truth needs to be spoken in every situation. There is wisdom in waiting and observing the character of a person before allowing them access to her inner world. A woman who guards her privacy also preserves her dignity. Dignity is not about arrogance, it is about self-respect. It is about understanding that some aspects of life are meant to be cherished, not exposed. The details of a woman's personal relationships, her financial status, her past mistakes, these are not things to be laid bare before the world. A dignified woman knows that she does not have to prove herself by sharing every detail of her existence. She does not owe anyone an explanation for her choices. She moves with quiet assurance, allowing her presence to speak for itself rather than feeling the need to explain her worth. There is also great value in emotional discretion. A woman who shares every emotion without restraint may find herself at the mercy of others' reactions. When emotions are easily read and openly expressed at all times, they become susceptible to manipulation. People can use a woman's openness against her, twisting her feelings to serve their own agendas. But a woman who exercises emotional discipline is not easily swayed. She does not allow others to control her mood or dictate her self-worth. She chooses when to express herself and when to remain silent. She understands that not every frustration needs to be voiced immediately, and that sometimes silence is the most powerful response. A woman who masters the art of discretion in relationships holds a unique position of strength. She does not chase validation. She does not overshare in an attempt to prove her worth. She does not allow a man's attention or approval to determine her self-esteem. Instead, she carries herself with quiet confidence, revealing only what she chooses when she chooses. This makes her irresistible. Men are naturally drawn to women who maintain an air of mystery, not because they are playing games, but because they exude self-sufficiency. A woman who is independent, who is fulfilled within herself, and who does not feel the need to overshare, commands a level of respect that cannot be forced. There is a difference between being open and being wise. Openness without discernment can lead to unnecessary pain. But wisdom teaches a woman when to speak and when to listen, when to reveal and when to withhold. It is not about deception, but about protection, protection of peace, of dignity, and of personal power. A woman who understands this principle does not allow herself to be an open book to everyone she meets. She values her privacy because she values herself. In romantic relationships, discretion plays an even greater role. Many women make the mistake of revealing too much too soon, believing that transparency will lead to deeper connection. But in reality, true intimacy is built over time, not given all at once. A woman who reveals everything about herself early on removes the element of discovery. Relationships thrive on gradual unfolding, on the process of learning and growing together. A man who is genuinely interested will take the time to understand a woman's heart without needing her to lay it all out at once. Moreover, a woman must be cautious about the kind of information she shares about her past. While honesty is essential, full disclosure is not always wise. Some aspects of a woman's history are meant to be private. They are part of her journey, but they do not define her present. A wise woman does not feel obligated to relive every painful experience for the sake of a new relationship. She understands that her past is hers to share selectively, and she refuses to allow it to dictate her future. Beyond relationships, discretion also extends to friendships and social circles. Not every friend is a confidant. There are people who will pretend to care while secretly hoping for failure. There are those who seek gossip rather than genuine connection. A discerning woman knows the difference between a friend who supports and a friend who spies. She does not broadcast her every move or confide in just anyone. She builds relationships based on trust, allowing people into her life gradually rather than all at once. A woman's career and ambitions are also areas where discretion is necessary. Not every dream should be shared before it is realized. Speaking too soon about plans and goals can invite negativity, doubt, and even sabotage. Some people do not want to see others succeed, and they will go out of their way to discourage progress. A wise woman works in silence and lets her success speak for itself. She does not need external validation to pursue her calling. She moves with intention, knowing that her vision is too important to be placed in the hands of those who may not understand it. Ultimately, the power of discretion lies in self-respect. A woman who values herself does not give away access too easily. She sets boundaries, not as a form of control, but as a way to honor her own worth. She does not need to overshare to feel important. She does not seek approval through transparency. Instead, she walks with quiet confidence, knowing that she is valuable not because of what she reveals, but because of who she is. In a world that encourages constant exposure, a woman who chooses privacy stands out. She is a force of strength, not because she is distant, but because she is wise. She understands that her dignity is preserved in what she keeps sacred. She knows that true power is not in being an open book, but in being selective about who gets to read her story. And in that discretion, she holds the key to respect, admiration, and an unshakable sense of self. Revealing too much to a man too soon can shift the dynamics of respect, influence, and power in a relationship, making discernment essential. There is an undeniable truth about human nature. What is easily accessible is often taken for granted. When something requires effort, patience, and understanding to uncover, it is valued more deeply. This is especially true in relationship. When a woman lays everything out too soon, her thoughts, her emotions, her past, her struggles, she risks diminishing the sense of intrigue and respect that naturally builds over time. Relationships thrive on discovery, on layers being gradually revealed. When everything is exposed at once, the sense of wonder, appreciation, and pursuit can quickly fade. Discernment is one of the most powerful qualities a woman can cultivate. It is the ability to know what to share, when to share it, and with whom. It is the wisdom to understand that trust should not be given blindly, but earned over time. Many women make the mistake of equating openness with intimacy, believing that full disclosure leads to deeper connection. But true intimacy is not built on excessive vulnerability. It is built on trust, mutual respect, and shared experiences that unfold naturally. A woman who rushes to reveal too much too soon can unintentionally create an imbalance in the relationship, shifting the power dynamics in ways that do not serve her. Respect is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. A man may be intrigued by a woman's beauty, drawn to her presence, or fascinated by her personality, but what truly determines the longevity of his admiration is respect. When a woman holds back and reveals herself in layers, she creates an environment where respect can grow. She shows that she values herself enough not to give away her entire story immediately. She demonstrates that she is not desperate for approval or validation, but rather she is secure in who she is. This kind of self-respect naturally commands admiration. On the other hand, when a woman overshares too soon, she may unknowingly shift the balance of power in the relationship. The mystery that once drew a man in may begin to fade. The eagerness to prove herself through openness can make her seem too available, too easy to understand, and in some cases, too easy to take for granted. A man may not consciously recognize this shift, but over time the relationship may begin to feel less exciting, less compelling. It is not because she is unworthy, it is because she has eliminated the element of curiosity that keeps relationships alive. Influence in a relationship is not about manipulation. It is about maintaining a sense of balance, respect, and personal power. A woman who understands the power of discretion maintains her influence. She does not feel the need to justify herself, to explain her every emotion, or to constantly seek reassurance through words. Instead, she allows her actions, her energy, and her presence to speak for themselves. She does not feel the need to lay her heart bare at the first sign of connection. Instead, she allows trust to develop naturally, revealing deeper parts of herself as the relationship matures. A woman's past, her struggles, and her deepest thoughts are not things to be handed over casually. Not every man is worthy of that level of access. Some men will cherish what they learn about a woman, while others may use it against her, whether consciously or unconsciously. A woman who reveals her vulnerabilities too soon may later find that those very vulnerabilities are used to diminish her power. A man who knows too much too soon may lose sight of the effort it takes to truly understand and appreciate a woman's depth. Emotional control is a key aspect of discernment. It is natural to want to share experiences, to open up about fears, dreams, and desires. But timing is everything. When emotions are given away too freely, they can be mishandled. A woman who expresses every feeling immediately without considering the readiness of the relationship may find that her emotions are not always met with the level of care and understanding she desires. This can lead to frustration, disappointment, and even resentment. But when she exercises emotional discipline, when she chooses to share at the right time, she positions herself to be heard, understood, and valued. A woman's self-worth should never be dependent on how much she reveals or how quickly she reveals it. True confidence does not come from oversharing. It comes from knowing that she is valuable whether or not someone knows every detail of her life. She does not need to overshare to create a bond. She does not need to expose her soul to prove that she is worthy of love. She simply needs to be herself, allowing the relationship to evolve at a natural pace. There is also the reality that not all men are equipped to handle a woman's depth. Some men will mistake vulnerability for weakness. Others may see excessive openness as a sign of emotional neediness. A woman who understands this does not allow herself to be an open book to just anyone. She observes, she listens, she discerns whether the man in her life is capable of holding space for her before she grants him access to the deepest parts of who she is. Furthermore, revealing too much too soon can create an illusion of closeness that is not yet grounded in reality. A deep emotional connection takes time to build. It is not something that happens overnight, no matter how strong the attraction or chemistry may be. When a woman shares everything too soon, she may feel close to a man, but that closeness may not be reciprocated in the same way. She may find herself feeling emotionally invested while the man is still in the early stages of getting to know her. This imbalance can lead to misunderstandings, misaligned expectations, and even heartbreak. A woman who exercises discretion in her relationships does not operate from a place of fear, but from a place of strength. She does not withhold because she is afraid of being hurt. She withholds because she understands the value of patience and self-respect. She does not rush into emotional exposure. She allows the relationship to unfold in a way that is healthy, balanced, and built on genuine trust. This does not mean that a woman should never be open or vulnerable. Vulnerability is a necessary part of connection. But vulnerability should be given in stages with wisdom and discernment. It should be reserved for those who have shown themselves to be trustworthy. A woman's heart is precious, and not everyone deserves access to it. By practicing discernment, a woman maintains her sense of self. She does not become lost in the relationship. She does not seek validation through excessive openness. She does not give her power away by revealing everything too soon. Instead, she stands firmly in her own worth, knowing that true connection is built over time, not rushed in a moment of excitement or desire. A woman who understands the importance of timing in relationships will never feel the need to force intimacy. She will not feel pressured to explain herself prematurely. She will not fall into the trap of believing that sharing everything is the key to love. Instead, she will embrace the beauty of mystery, the power of patience, and the wisdom of discernment. Men are naturally drawn to women who maintain a sense of self. A woman who values her privacy, who is intentional about what she shares, and when she shares it exudes confidence. She commands respect. She keeps a man engaged because he recognizes that she is not trying to prove her worth. She simply knows it. A woman who understands this principle will never fear losing a man because she refuses to reveal everything too soon. She knows that the right man will appreciate the journey of getting to know her, of discovering her depth over time. She knows that love is not about immediate exposure, but about mutual growth and understanding. In the end, discernment is not about withholding love. It is about ensuring that love is built on a foundation of respect, trust, and genuine connection. A woman who honors this truth will never feel the need to over-explain, overshare, or overgive. She will walk in confidence, knowing that her worth is not determined by how much she reveals, but by how deeply she values herself. True wisdom is knowing what to share and what to keep sacred. Certain aspects of a woman's life, emotions and vision, should be protected, not exposed. In a world that often encourages oversharing and seeks to blur the boundaries between privacy and transparency, a wise woman understands the power of discretion. She recognizes that not everything about her life needs to be made available for public consumption, nor does she need to reveal every thought, emotion, or aspiration to those around her. She moves with intention, carefully guarding the sacred aspects of her existence, because she understands that what is precious must be preserved. A woman's emotions are one of her greatest gifts, but they can also become her greatest vulnerability when not handled with care. Emotions are not meant to be displayed carelessly or poured into the wrong hands. When a woman reveals too much of her emotional world too soon, she risks placing her heart in situations where it can be misused, misunderstood, or even exploited. Emotions should be shared with those who have proven themselves trustworthy, not given away freely to those who may not have the capacity to honor them. A wise woman understands that restraint is not repression, it is self-respect. She does not allow others to have power over her inner world simply because they demand access. There is a time and place for vulnerability, but wisdom teaches that not everyone deserves immediate entry into the depths of a woman's soul. Vulnerability should be earned, not assumed. Too often, a woman's eagerness to connect emotionally can lead her to reveal too much before the foundation of trust has been established. This can shift the balance of power in relationships, making her feel exposed while the other party remains guarded. True wisdom calls for a measured approach, one that allows trust to develop naturally rather than being forced. A woman who understands this is not withholding love. She is ensuring that love is built on a foundation of respect and mutual investment. A woman's vision, her dreams, goals, and aspirations should also be protected. Not everyone will understand them, not everyone will support them, and unfortunately, not everyone will want to see them succeed. There are those who, out of insecurity or fear, may attempt to discourage or diminish her ambitions. If a woman shares her vision too soon, before it has been nurtured and strengthened, she risks allowing the doubts and opinions of others to weaken her resolve. A wise woman knows that certain dreams must be cultivated in private before they can be revealed in public. She understands that her vision is sacred, and she does not cast it carelessly before those who do not have the capacity to appreciate its significance. A woman's strength lies in her ability to discern who deserves access to the sacred parts of her life. She does not grant this access based on pressure, manipulation, or societal expectations. Instead, she observes, she listens, and she evaluates. She understands that trust is not something that is freely given. It is something that is built over time through consistency, integrity, and genuine care. She is not afraid to hold back when necessary because she knows that the right people will respect her boundaries rather than try to violate them. A woman's past is another area that requires discernment. While healing requires honesty and authenticity, wisdom dictates that not every detail of her history must be laid bare for all to see. There are moments, experiences, and lessons that are meant to remain between her and God. They are not to be used as conversation fillers or as a means of proving her worth to another person. A woman who understands this does not feel the need to justify who she is by revealing everything she has been through. She recognizes that her value is not in what she shares, but in how she carries herself. There is great power in mystery. A woman who knows this does not feel the need to explain herself constantly. She does not overshare in an attempt to gain validation. She does not feel pressured to prove her authenticity by revealing every emotion she experiences. Instead, she embraces the beauty of restraint. She understands that a quiet confidence speaks louder than 1,000 words. She knows that when something is valuable, it is not made easily accessible to just anyone. Relationships, whether romantic, professional, or personal, thrive on respect, and respect is cultivated when boundaries are upheld. A woman who shares too much too soon risks being taken for granted. When something is readily available, its perceived value often decreases. But when a woman carries herself with intention, when she shares herself in a way that is thoughtful and deliberate, she commands a deeper level of appreciation. This principle applies not only to what a woman shares with others, but also to what she allows into her life. Just as she is selective about the information she reveals, she is also selective about the voices she listens to. She does not allow negativity, gossip, or doubt to take root in her mind. She guards her peace with the same vigilance that she guards her words. She understands that not all advice is good advice, and that wisdom is found in knowing which voices to heed and which to ignore. A woman's energy is one of her most precious resources. When she shares too much with the wrong people, she drains herself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. A wise woman does not waste her energy on those who do not reciprocate her efforts or appreciate her presence. She does not exhaust herself trying to explain, convince, or prove herself to those who are not willing to truly listen. Instead, she focuses her energy on those who value and uplift her. In a world that encourages constant sharing, where social media, societal norms, and cultural expectations often pressure women to be an open book, a wise woman chooses a different path. She chooses to be intentional with her words, selective with her emotions, and strategic with her vision. She does not reveal everything at once because she understands that true connection is built over time. She does not feel the need to prove herself through excessive openness because she is already secure in who she is. A woman who carries herself with wisdom and discernment naturally commands respect. She does not beg for attention or validation. She does not overshare in an attempt to feel closer to others. She does not allow fear to drive her into giving away parts of herself prematurely. Instead, she moves with purpose, she speaks with intention, she guards her spirit, her heart, and her mind with diligence. True wisdom is knowing that privacy is not secrecy, it is protection. A woman who embraces this truth walks with confidence, knowing that she does not owe anyone an explanation for the way she chooses to protect her peace. She understands that her life, her emotions, and her dreams are not up for public debate or scrutiny. She does not seek approval from those who do not have her best interests at heart. She lives in alignment with her values, her faith, and her divine purpose. The world may tell a woman that she must bare her soul to be accepted. It may suggest that she must share every detail of her life to be seen as authentic. But true authenticity is not about external validation. It is about internal security. A woman who knows this is not afraid to hold back when necessary. She's not afraid to be misunderstood. She's not afraid to walk away from situations that demand too much of her. Without reciprocating the same level of respect and care, a woman who practices discretion moves differently. She does not seek to impress, she seeks to inspire. She does not give away her essence freely, she preserves it for those who are worthy. She does not explain herself to those who have not earned the right to know her deeper truths. She does not allow fear to dictate her choices. Instead, she moves with wisdom, grace, and an unwavering sense of self. She understands that what is sacred must be protected. Not every thought needs to be spoken, not every emotion needs to be displayed, not every dream needs to be shared prematurely. She lives with the understanding that true wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, when to reveal and when to withhold, when to open her heart and when to protect it. In this understanding, she finds her strength. In this wisdom, she finds her peace. And in this discretion, she commands the respect, admiration, and love that she truly deserves.